Carrot stretches or baited stretches are a really good way to help get your horse to be a little bit more flexible in both directions. It's also kind of a nice way to bond with the horse. One other aspect is, I believe it was Hillary Clayton a number of years ago did a study where she took a number of camp horses during their time off, and she used an ultrasound to measure the size of the lentissimus dorsi muscle along the back, and then she did carrot stretches twice a day for 5 days during the time off of these horses. She then re-measured the back using the ultrasound, and all of the horses had significant growth to the back muscles. So you can really help with these horses that have kissing spine, horses that want to get a little bit of a sway back, not engage their core enough, and horses that aren't equal in bending left and right. So I usually do this in the stall. It's a little bit better light in my grooming area. I like to unhook the horse. I keep a lead rope on them. Although this one is such a food monger, he is not going anywhere. So the first stretch that I start with is I like to stand at the horse's shoulder and have them make the stretch around me. So because this one already knows I have cookies in my pocket, he's very easy to get him to stretch without actually using the cookie in my hand. So I'm just going to give him my hand at his muzzle and have him come around. Now I want you to notice how his ears are not level. They're tipped sideways. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my hand on the outside of the stretch to encourage that ear to stay up and maybe even ask for a little bit less stretch. So I'm just looking for him to go, good boy, about to where his elbow is and hold it for 3 to 5 seconds. Right there is really, really good. Good boy. So I tell him he's good while he's doing it, and I give him the cookie afterward. Otherwise, I find a lot of times that the horses start snapping at your hand, and then it gets a little bit dangerous because they're going past the place where they're capable of stretching. And this hand, come, good boy. And then what they end up doing is they kind of snatch at your hand, and they could accidentally grab your hand. There's a good stretch right there. So ears are equal height. He's really making length to his body. Good boy. So I cheated and gave him the cookie on that one. I'm going to turn him sideways. I'm going to normally do that particular stretch probably 3 times on each side, and you can do it before and after riding. The next stretch I want to do is more toward his stifle. So, ho. I may end up actually holding the treat in my hand for this one. Good boy. Just because I like him to stand still, and he's going to try and follow me on a circle. Ho. If I don't have the treat. Ho. Ho. Good boy. So you'll see again, he's trying to turn his ears sideways. So as he starts to come toward his stifle, I'm going to help him a little bit. Good boy. Good. That's a really good stretch right there. Those ears again. Ears, buddy. He loves his stretches. Good boy. What a good boy. Good boy. Now I'm going to have him, so the camera's on the outside of this one. Give me some room. Because I want you to really see, quick, how much, oh, good boy, the outside of his body stretches for this. And he'll even lift his back up. Good boy. So I'm going back toward the stifle. I'm going to try to level his ears. Good boy. And look how much he stretches there. He likes his treats a little too much. Level ears, buddy. Good job. And we don't want to take them to the stretch where they get past their balance point. There you go. And those are really the only 2 stretches that I do with the horse pre and post ride. Because I just feel those really connect all the places I'm looking for. Some people will stretch them between their front legs. They'll do it way up high in the air like the giraffe. They'll pick multiple points on the body where they might go to the elbow, to the stifle, to the point of the hip. Sometimes you can even advance the one to the stifle and take them to the hock and then down to the fetlock. But I haven't found really the need to do that. And you can see they get really kind of pushy about the treat. So that's why I don't normally do this in the cross ties with them. I don't want them getting nippy. If they do feel like they're going to snatch at the cookie and maybe get your hand, you can take like a milk, one of the big gallon milk things or juice containers, and cut the top off, and you just put the cookie through the pour spout and use that top of that container like a shield to protect your hand. So if they do lunge at the cookie, they'll be less likely to bite your hand. So that's just, and another one is to try tongs. People have used a set of tongs. I don't personally like that. I think the tongs, the metal ones, could be really harsh if they snatch at the cookie really fast and they hit a metal tong, and plastic ones can break. So I really like the top of like a milk jug for something like that. Or just the target training. You can just take a cookie, rub the smell on your hand, put the cookie back in your pocket, and teach them to touch your hand. Good boy. Reward them for touching your hand, and then you would give them the cookie for that. Have fun stretching your horses, everyone.